Who needs a superhero? Superman, Chapter 1, Superman, the Saving Sun from Above. Part 4, To Use or Lose the Power. Imagine the temptation to exercise omnipotence in a world of mere mortals. In an amusing story by John Briner, Superman's archenemy Lex Luthor programs a computer to unravel the connection between Superman and Clark Kent. When the computer reveals that Superman and Clark Kent are one and the same, Luthor utterly rejects the idea. The authority-hungry Luthor cannot conceive that someone with Superman's powers would pose as an ordinary man and work for a living. Luthor speaks the words at large when he says, I know that no man with the power of Superman would ever pretend to be a mere human. Such power is to be constantly exploited. Such power is to be used. Could Luthor's reasoning be true? Why work when you can simply seize anything you want? Why be a friend when you can be a tyrant? Why serve others when they can be forced to serve you? Early in his career, Superman does indeed wrestle with the dilemma of the irresistible power. He realizes no earthly authority can possibly restrain him, so he imposes his own limits. He agrees to abide by the laws of the land, the American way, and establish a personal code against taking human life. Acknowledging the potential risk inherent in his own power, Superman turns for help to Batman, another costume crime fighter. Superman entrusts to Batman a rare piece of kryptonite which Batman guards as a fail-safe weapon, a continuity for the day when Superman may, as Lex Luthor speculates, abuse his power and harm the very people he's sworn to protect. Both caped heroes realize that only Batman is sufficiently resourceful and ruthless enough to bring down Superman. If necessary, Batman will destroy Superman to protect innocents. This is precisely why Superman chose Batman to hold the kryptonite. The Man of Steel makes himself utterly vulnerable for the sake of those he's come to save. In a different storyline, Superman faces 3 criminals from his native Krypton. These outlaws inherited the same powers as Superman, but have used them to murder populations of entire planets. We know these people.
General Zod,
I believe. And Ursa, and I forget the other guy's name. Entire planet. Worst of all, they've committed the unspeakable atrocity for no reason. They are not seeking safety, wealth, denomination, or even revenge. They incinerate series for sport. They revel in mass murder. When Superman confronts the unrepentant killers, they laugh about the horrors they've perpetrated. Even if Superman can somehow triumph over these 3 foes, he realizes no person can hold them. No matter what safeguards he uses, eventually these murderers will break free and continue their monstrous crimes. Faced with an insoluble dilemma, Superman takes an action he will never again repeat. He declares himself to be the legal representative of his birth planet and draws a piece of kryptonite from the lead container, shields himself from the deadly radiation, and exposes the criminals to the lethal substance. The Kryptonian renegades die slowly. Superman has ample time to reconsider his choice, but he stays the course. He brandishes the kryptonite until the last criminal is dead. Well, maybe these are General Zod in them. But then again, that's way back when, so. Until the last criminal is dead. As he stands over their bodies, Superman vows that he will never again take a life. It says human life, but they aren't human. They're Kryptonian, but it is life still. Sentient life. Years later, Superman is still haunted by the execution. Eventually, he consults a psychiatrist for help to deal with his guilt. The story reveals that Superman's uprightness and profound respect for life. Batman and the Kryptonite notwithstanding, the world's chief protection against the power of Superman is his simple goodness. Unlike Luthor, Superman genuinely cares about others, and he views his power as a responsibility for service, not an opportunity for exploitation. It's a theme in the stories of superheroes that the world still grapples with believing. Again, thank you for tuning in to part 4. We will be on to part 5 tomorrow, which we going to cover 2 parts of these smaller titles within the thing. So remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification button, share, and comment. And have a great and wonderful day.